And I don't know
Amazing.
if you are aware, like once, like just like the news, the digital news was picking up this article and they were reprinting it basically on their websites. They're also now becoming aware of you. So people started reaching out, asking if they can do their own article with us. So we actually had Spectrum
Spectrum.
News come by. And last week we had NPR stop by and they did their own article. And it was, not
Wow.
exactly the same, but those are big fish.
Yeah. So now we're on NPR, and it's only because
Amazing.
NPR saw us in the LA Times. NPR is featuring 3 of our other clients that weren't featured in the LA Times.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. So that's probably going to be out next week. They're working on the piece now, editing it. So
Wow. That's so
it,
cool.
yeah.
Snowballing.
Yeah.
Um,
It's all the while you're saying this. I know you partly attribute this to luck. I mean, you create your own luck, right? You built this business up, you made it visible on Google, etc., doing great work. But I am always thinking, how do we reproduce this? And I've done content in the past with someone who's done yours wasn't a stunt, but he's done stunts with getting stuff published and getting ranking really well for certain things. It's a long story, but he's very good at that kind of like building relationships up with journalists as a way to kind of like get stuff published. And I'm thinking, just listening to you, I'm like, firstly, there's a few things that stand out. You solved her problem. You said the way you said that, which is journalists are always looking for awesome stuff to write about. So I do think there is an opportunity here where we can reach out to these people, build those relationships up. They call it X now, don't they? I'm not really on it. But X is obviously a great platform because a lot of them are there, right? Building relationships up, sending them information that might tweak their interest. And in the instance, in your particular example, you've got huge social proof. You've been on LA Times. Obviously, you've been fortunate that these guys have come to you, but you could also reach out to other third parties and have even more write about you and just really double down on this particular tactic that could drive you even more leads in, perpetuity. So that's kind of, I'm thinking about this for our colleagues who may want to reproduce it all around the world. So I don't know what you guys make of that. Do you think that's viable?
Yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
we are. That's one of the ideas that we have for the future is, we want to take the LA Times, and I've already actually reached out to the news stations. Sometimes the news has, experts on to talk about different things, as little segment
Yeah.
things on the news. And so I've reached out to some of the local news stations in LA saying like, hey, we were featured on the LA Times. And as soon as we are in the NPR, I can reach out again and say like, look, like,
Yeah, it like builds on each other, doesn't it? And you guys have the
Yeah.
look, handsome couple, like they jump at the opportunity.
We're actually focusing mostly on the clients. That seems to work as well.
Yeah.
Especially like since we have
Right.
you just have to just find like ways to like kind of like promote what's happening in your studio. That doesn't always have to be about you. But let's say you have a client that is 99 and he's about to turn 100.
Yeah.
It can be all about his
Brilliant.
100th birthday, but you tie it to your store,
Mhm.
and that's how they'll be like, hey, this is interesting. This guy's turning, and that might be the way to hook them on that one. Or like during COVID, we were thinking very hard. It's like, okay, well, let's get to the news. Then. The safest way of working out is personal training, slow motion, high intensity, where we clean the machines before and after. And just finding different angles to like sell your business on like whatever is trending at that time.
Clever.
Yeah.
That's
One
really
of
clever.
the things that's really important is if you're in a small area and you're in a small publication and it's like a local publication, they may be interested in focusing on your business. When I first opened the Pasadena studio, the Pasadena Star News came out just because they saw that somebody was opening a business
Right.
and they did a little story on me as an entrepreneur opening this business. And so that was just like them trying to, it was like something interesting is happening in Pasadena. But typically the press, especially large publications like the LA Times, they don't care about your business and they need something that's going to be bigger than Pasadena. their readership is all over LA and all
Okay.
over the world. So they need something that's going to be interesting to people in those markets. And if you only have one store in Pasadena, that's not going to be interesting to the whole market of the LA, all the readership of the LA Times. So that's, like we have 2 locations and then we opened our third in enough time for the article. But one of the things that we were talking about with the writer, the reporter, when she was doing this piece is like, she's trying to make it relevant for the readership to get it approved to be in the LA Times. And we're like, how do we make this happen for you? And she's like, I need to know where else people can do this in LA. And so that's when we started
Right.
giving every colleague we have in the LA area, like everybody that is involved in it. And because the deadlines are so crazy, and it's like they want you on the phone when they need you on the phone for your interview. If you like, there was a thing where they came into our studio to take pictures, and then the pictures were accidentally lost. Something happened. And so they needed to come back, and it was like, we have to come back on one of these 2 days. And like, you guys need to make it happen. And you need to have the clients there that were interviewed in the article. And so like, you're jumping through all these hoops really fast and you're making it happen, because if you don't do that, you won't be in the article.
They'll
Like
find somewhere else.
they're
Totally
just
worth
gonna,
Yeah.
they need to meet their deadline. And one of the studios in LA that we referred, she was on vacation when they called her, and she didn't get back to them, and then wasn't in.
Oh man. Damn it.
So you don't want to miss the opportunities. When the press says jump, you jump through every hoop as high as you can, you make it happen. And you also have to be smart about how this is going to represent your business. So we handpicked clients that we knew what they were going to say and how enthusiastic they were going to say it. We handpicked people that were interesting, that like this was going to be a good piece.